Hey everyone, welcome back to another reading, the weekly fairy check-in reading. I'm gonna use the fairy oracle cards and the karma cards to look ahead of this week and see what we can expect. I am a little bit late. Usually it should have been uploaded on Monday. Honestly, I don't have anything else good to say. Then I just didn't do it. Yeah, I don't know. Let me smudge. Ooh. Something or someone doesn't want to get their cleanse on. Might be difficult for you to remove something or have removed something. Or letting go of something. I also noticed that. Pardon me. There is this energy of not setting up correctly or preparing yourself properly, being unprepared for something. Like, you're not going to expect that you should have had, not per se your ducks more in a row, but I feel, oh, I knew it. Oh, wow. I feel like there's this energy of, sorry, my speaker went out. Like, the battery died of the speaker. And then it started playing on my phone. So what I wanted to say is there's this energy of being unprepared, or you should have done something sooner, or you should have organized faster or quicker. There's something you should have done, or maybe something you should do. We'll get to that. It doesn't feel like there's a consequence to it, more so than you just being hard on yourself, because you're just gonna find a moment where you can either judge yourself again for not being ready, or you can just move along and go with it, and that it is the flow of whatever state you're going to be in when this energy is going to arrive. I don't know what it is, honestly, so I'm kind of curious. I do realize that I haven't been whoa, I got distracted. I'm sorry, I had to check something. Okay. It speaks about not seeing something clearly, so because I had to check something like a crystal. I was looking at if it was chipped or not. So it's like something of a higher energy, or an unseen power, a hidden gem, something fortunate is on its way, and you might not really see or notice it because you're not prepared. Like, you're not ready to receive it in a way. Like, you are, because otherwise you wouldn't receive it, but there's something that's missing. And then also, it's not really missing. It's more like you'll be like, oh, darn it, I wish I would have prepared better, you know? It's like you go outside thinking that it's not gonna rain that hard, or it's not gonna rain at all. No, actually it's gonna rain lightly, because that's a better analogy. It's like you're going outside, you know it has been raining for a week, and you're gonna wear a certain type of shoes that you know that the rainfall of that day that you expect, it's an important word, that you expect to come isn't gonna be that heavy. Eventually, you go outside, you walk, or you bike, or you travel, whatever it is, and it starts to rain. So you're like, okay, I could have expected it, right? Because you knew it was raining, and it's been raining the whole week. But then it starts to rain even harder, and like it starts to build up to the hardest pour of the week, right? And you were like, whoa, I didn't expect it to rain this hard. So now your shoes or your coat or something in your bag, it's like leaking, or yeah, it's like water damage, but it's also giving me energy damage. It's like you were prepared but not fully. Let's just get into it, because I'm done with speculating. Because it's also, you're not looking correctly at something, you're like doubting something. You're doubting something that you were actually always sure about previously. And that's not good, because why doubt it when you were sure about it before? It means you knew what to expect. You knew what you were dealing with. Why did it suddenly, why did it change out of a sudden? And I want to say, why did it suddenly change? So it's like you could have chosen 2 different paths or 2 different ways of expressing yourself or going someplace, and you didn't expect that you chose the path that you did, and now things are coming back on you, things that you knew would come back and knew would happen, but you expected it to not happen on this path because you were sure that the path you took now wouldn't give you the same outcome. Lol, I'm hearing gotcha. So yeah, the Most High definitely tricked you, so you're still gonna get what you deserve, I feel like saying, but not in a bad tone per se. If you're looking from a negative lens, then yes, it's negative, so yes. Then it's like you are gonna get what you deserve, karma is coming for you. But if you look at it from a positive lens or neutral space or perspective, it's like you're gonna get what's owed to you. So this can be blessings, opportunities, new insights, epiphanies, whatever it is. I think it's gonna be good, because I don't really feel like, I feel like saying, looking into the ethers right now, I don't really feel like seeing that there is like a cloth or like something that's bothering or blocking you. It's more so, thank you. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Let's start with Monday, Tuesday. Like, there's nothing like bothering you, but it's like ink cloths are suddenly disappearing from a map and you start to see your whole path. Yeah, that's kind of what I see. So Monday, and also happy Chinese New Year and happy new moon in Aquarius, and happy Ramadan. And what else is there? Happy solar eclipse. I didn't see it, but yeah, if you saw it, nice. I don't know. I feel like everybody is celebrating something today. So happy celebrations, everyone. YOLO. So, okay. This is giving me Monday. It was a giggly day. So you could have had emotions that have been going up and down, but not in a bad way. It was more so you were releasing a lot of things. A lot of emotions that were either coming from, I feel like saying not a place of suppression at all, but it's more so a place of, well, it can be a dark place. It could be dark humor. Because what I'm experiencing and seeing right now visually, it's like just having a little bit of a dark, cynical humor, but like laughing, making those jokes. And we're gonna look deeper into this. I'm feeling this like giddy vibe. Very funny, giggly, social, trusting, open, lighthearted. That's the energy what I'm getting from Monday. And of course it's a card that came out reverse. So there was something you probably had to learn. On Tuesday we have this little kid. No, it's every time this card comes out, it's just like, because the meaning of this card actually speaks about finding yourself so important that you put yourself in the center of everyone's story, everyone's moment, because you believe that you have something to contribute that's more important than what others have to contribute. It's like really it speaks of a egotistical card. And yeah, okay, they're children, so it's also innocence, right? It's ignorance, and it's also unknowing behavior. You know, as a child, it's things that you've learned from your parents or your teachers, the people around you. So there might have been a connection between these two cards because they fell out together. With 12 on the bottom, that's actually 9. That's 4. That's then 13. That's minus 12. Yeah, the 1 is the undying. So it's like your intuition wasn't learning a lesson, or you could have experienced like you didn't learn a lesson, like something was repeating and you didn't really understand why. Because I'm getting 2 stories. You could have either perceived somebody not learning their lesson, or people around you not learning their lesson, or you could have perceived yourself going through a repeated pattern and seeing that you're not learning a lesson, and it brought up this kind of unserving attitude, and that attitude is making you more, I feel like saying, like passive aggressive. It's making you more domineering. It's making you more selfish. It's making you more like senseless, irrational. It's making you more impulsive. It's causing for you to like lash out, coming from a place of emotions or thoughts, even if you're not sure if the information you received is true or correct. It's like you yeah, it's like, yeah, because I'm hearing something, it's a little bit toxic honestly, but I'm hearing like, I felt it, so that means it's true, or I felt it, or I thought of it, so it's how do you say that? Oh, what was the word? So they don't want me to get it out. That's crazy. So it's something also that you might be ashamed of, or that somebody else is ashamed of, and they're projecting either this energy onto you, or you're perceiving this happening within them or around them. But there's this energy of justifying their behavior because their personal experience and what they experience off of their senses, right? So energetic experience, what they tap into or feel, is evident enough to justify again their behavior. Because it's like, well, I felt this energy, so then it must be true. Instead of going through the whole rational perspective of intuition as well, and understanding that if it doesn't feel correct 100% the first time, you ask questions. Oh, where is this coming from? Is this my feeling, or is it somebody else's? Am I picking up on something outside of me? Is, you know, like asking those questions, if that energy is something you absorbed or created yourself or have been carrying with you all along. And in that sense, after you do that, you can filter energy, and you can filter, I kind of want to say, your own identity and others around you. And then you can kind of decenter a false image or a narrative that blurs your self-image, you know, or blocks you and puts you in that ego, right? So, wow. There was this intuitive block or something that you felt was very out of touch. You could have felt a little bit out of like lost, or you could have experienced that energy. Let's see what's beneath here. Oh yeah, you see, what the freak? I didn't even see that. That's very scary because I am not paying attention at all, and maybe that's also very important. Because there is something that's gonna happen and it's gonna come and you did not pay attention. Okay, collective. Like, what? Something's gonna happen and you're gonna be looking at like the sky and the universe and the people around you. You're gonna be like, what? You're gonna be like, what? Did that really happen? What? It's very yes, I'm hearing it's exhilarating, it's shocking, it's trifling. I'm shaking from the inside, but it's so good and I'm so happy. And whoa, like, I'm so grateful. That's what I'm getting. That's literally the energy that I'm getting. Wow, it feels actually really good. So there was definitely something about your intuition that you weren't learning as well. It's also about paying attention. You see, it's like you're not paying attention of the road ahead of you. You're always closing your eyes because you think that it will help you remain a certain type of grace if you overlook things, right? Ooh, if you start to, because I'm getting somewhere. It's like where you, when you overlook, because I feel like energetically when I'm reading this, it's like I'm getting to a piece or a place in the energy, in the ethers, that has been like sought and untouched for so long, and it wants to be out there in the open. It wants to be exposed. So this could be a trigger of you, a shadow part, or something that's just meant to be for you, to face you, because it's searching for you, and it wants you to reach and dive very deeply into whatever that essence, that scenario, that lesson is, that emotion or that thought or that action, right? And it wants you to go in there and grab it out of there and just enjoy and revel in what it helps and creates with you. That's what I feel like saying. It's like a cooperation, you know. That's interesting. Because yeah, 7, 8, 9, it's like your intuition, something was emotionally leaving you. You could have also experienced like a certain type of cleanse last Monday. It could have felt like a detox. You could have felt like maybe either crying or there was this sense of dependency or codependency or needing to always be guided or strung along. This yeah, I'm feeling like somebody helping you pull your pants up or always being there for you, like irresponsibility. Something like that has left the building, okay? And it was something that maybe took a long time for you to understand and to really experience through these repetitive lessons why it was so important for you to become completely independent. Why was it important for you to release a certain type of belief or a habit, you know, or a pattern. And I remember the last reading that we did, there was something that we're going to break, a very negative pattern, something bad. So this can either be a follow-up or an addition to releasing more and more, because we were talking about also kind of, yeah, shedding our skin, right? And of course with the Chinese New Year right now in Fire Horse, it's like we shed our skin and we turn into a whole new animal. That's how I'm kind of interpreting the energy, right? And this means a completely new version of yourself, and that version cannot thrive in the same past environment. It cannot thrive within the same, I feel like saying, walls that you've built, the same mold, because you literally just don't fit into that anymore. And fire, it's quick, you know, it helps with fertility, it's life, it's yeah, I feel like saying its essence, its spirit. Crazy enough to say that, because of course more elements are spirit, but fire is like light, it's consciousness, you know, it's breathing, there's something like it's alive. And not life like an organism, but because it's more uncontrollable, you know. Wow, you can take what I'm saying right now really out of context, so I apologize for the misinterpretation. So you can scrap that actually, but yeah, it's a complete new transformation of who you are, a version of you that doesn't fit in that old narrative of you anymore, even the one you created for yourself. And on Tuesday, that fire, that passion, right, it kind of, yeah, they're saying it kind of showed up with their ass backwards, but it's more so saying the approach, I feel like I'm saying this, wow, my nose is itching really strongly. So you could have experienced somebody or, pardon me, somebody or something being overly confident about themselves, or you could experience being overly confident about yourself to the point where your goals or your dreams are unrealistic. And the difficulty with that is, if it's unrealistic, you can invest as much time, work, energy, and money and focus that you want in something. And I'm sorry if it's going to be harsh, but you can invest all of that into something, but your image will never come true the way that you visualized it, right? Because it's unrealistic. So that means that your energetic idea, the idea that comes from the ethers, cannot be materialized in the physical. That means that certain things are not working. The plan behind it, the mechanics, the dynamic, the team that you're maybe working with, you know, the type of people, what are their mindsets, what are their behavior. Just like we were talking in the beginning, you're like, if you're unprepared, you're not organized, you don't have all the information to start something or to do something, you know. And the moment that happens, oh, actually very funky, because I already shuffled the deck and I didn't even ask for another card, and this is the defense card. So without paying attention again, so there's something that you're not paying attention to, and it has been causing for you to fall back into this pattern. And every time you fall back into this pattern, you have to fall back into that old narrative, and it's causing for defensiveness, right? And I feel like saying it's putting you also in your masculine energy, making it very present. And you see how the trees are like reversed on this card, and then here they're upright, but they don't really have branches, but it's lighter. Like, I feel like saying the leaves are falling. That's what I meant to say. I'm sorry. But the leaves are falling. These don't really have leaves except for the ones behind in the back. And it's giving me like, there's this shedding again. It's coming through, right? But the shed, because this is reversed, so it's already shedding. And then this is upright, so it's shedding again, or it's still shedding. It's like, it feels like something is never ending, okay? Or it felt like something was never ending, and it makes sense because 7 plus 2 breaks down to 9. So, yeah, actually 1 if you really want to go there, or 3 for some, but 7 plus 2 is 9. So it's like intuition in numerology. 9 also means unfinished business, cycles that you haven't really sought out for. And intuitively, I feel like 9 also stands for intuition. So it's like there was something intuitively that was blocking you, because it was an unending pattern or habit or a belief, something that just didn't want to get out of your system, and it made you very defensive and wary and paranoid, and it tried to justify behavior that made you drop very low, you know, in your ego. Makes sense. So let's clarify also if this is also not something that you have been perceiving. I don't really feel like it. It feels more so like this is again a part of your journey that's now crucial, like a shadow side of yourself, you know, like trying to figure out, okay, how am I blocking myself? In what ways am I showing up, and in what ways am I not? You know, and we're zooming in on the in what ways aren't we showing up for ourselves. Spirit wanted to say today, in what ways aren't we showing up for ourselves today, you know? But it was more to give an idea, an example. Can you please give us Wednesday? Thank you. Okay, so you see, this is something that we have been aware of. We're noticing that these people are trying to, or because I'm immediately saying these people, but you are perceiving the people around you that could have also been in this energy. I'm getting 2 things, guys. I'm getting literally you experiencing this for yourself, but also getting that you're seeing this around you. There's somebody that, yeah, always when this card comes by, it's like somebody's trying to switch the mood on you, or somebody doesn't want to pay for karma. Again, 12 coming back. Somebody isn't learning their lesson. Helena on Wednesday. So Wednesday's energy with Mercury, you're going to become aware again of something that's going to be very important for your, I feel like, not only wisdom, but I feel like there's going to be information that you're going to receive. It's going to be important, because it's not only going to give you a better outlook on the future and what's coming, but it's also going to help you identify the truth about your place in the same world as these people that are selfish or are out of control or trying to block you intuitively. I honestly intuitively don't feel like they're blocking you directly. I mean, you know what I'm noticing? Of course there are people that are blocking you, right? You have haters. Some people could even have practitioners, warlocks. People could have hidden enemies, you know, plotting on your Insta story or your Facebook post, whatever. Everybody has their ops, right? And it makes sense. It's normal. Everybody hates somebody. Like, that's just the circle of life. Just like everybody loves somebody else. That's just how it goes. But there is this energy of whoever is sending you, for an example, evil eye or wishing ill on you and on your life and endeavors and projects, or trying to project something onto you, it's not working unless you believe what they're sending onto you, or telling you to believe, or making you believe, or projecting onto you, you know, or speaking out over you. So if somebody is calling you out of your name behind your back, or gossiping about you, you believing that you are this gossip or whatever they call you is activating all that bad luck and that negative energy, because you're opening up to it, right? Because you're accepting it subconsciously by believing it, or thinking, oh, well, what if what they said is true? Or what if I really am this? And what if what if they are a little bit right and I just never wanted to admit it? No, it's all indoctrination. Like, let me take a sip of my tea. Yeah, it's all indoctrination, guys. It's like somebody is trying to corrupt your computer files by uploading illegal data, or actually like a software, and it's tripping your computer out. And maybe, well, not maybe, there is this lesson that had to be learned, because this, again, karma on Jupiter, it's like, that's why you get misfortune. You get like unlucky days, things break or fall, or plans never go through, or there's always some ish that backfires, like some things that just backfire, like things don't go well. It's because you're accepting something or opening up to, or not releasing a habit or something that's inviting this energy constantly. And it's something that you don't want to learn about your intuition, about how you can be bossy or how you can tempt other people. It's something like a part of you that you are ashamed to admit, because I feel like with the child and then the grown-up and then here again the baby bird and the adult man, it's like it is something you've been doing since you were a young kid, like a child, right? And it's difficult to admit to you that you look in the mirror and you're like, wow, I'm at this age, I'm an adult, and I still do this childish ass thing. You know, it's like there's this shame around it, instead of just looking at it like, okay, my inner child is actually trying to have a conversation with my inner adult self and trying to tell me like, hey, you were a child back then, and I know I'm not an adult, but I don't think as a child an adult should do this. You know, telling you yourself like, hey, you're an adult, we need to get over this behavior, we need to get over this attitude or this mindset. This belief, this habit, this narrative, this routine. For everybody it's different because it's a collective reading, but it's like there's this, like, and again, that's 9, guys. 999. So it's like, no, don't get political up in here, please. But there's this 10, 11, and that's justice, and that's 12. Wow. Oh, wow. Okay, so that's 9, 10, 11, 12. And that's learning the lesson. So you're also not learning the lesson that because something is just very tempting for you. It's too tempting. And then the moment... So it controls you. It's so tempting that it has you in their grip and your inner child. Because it's distracting you or something. Wow, what is this about? They're showing me like details, but not what it is. Because it's so different for everybody. I don't know if I can explain what I'm experiencing right now. It's like, yeah, what's that game? It's like a guessing game, and then when you have it right, it's... No, what's the name of it? Never mind. I'm sorry, guys. I'm kind of getting lost in it. Because it's like so... I might need to pull actually tarot cards on this energy because I need to clarify some things. Okay. So I got a tattoo tarot deck. Because it's getting a little bit, it's not only getting juicy in here. Okay, so let's clarify first. Are we the little boy on Tuesday? Up and down, so yes and no. Two of Coins, the Tower, the Chariot, and the Ace of Wands. It's definitely about something that we need to be humbled about. It's the way that we choose to handle, for an example, conflict or move on after we address a certain situation, or how you respond after confronting something or someone. The way that you assert yourself, or the way that you actually, the energy you partake in, I feel like saying, or embrace after you asserted yourself or went down a certain route, it's like not fruitful, because it's still rooted in that chaos or that negativity from the tower, like that ego or the trigger, for an example, whatever it's triggering you, you know, it's still in that energy. And yeah, the 8 of Coins again on the bottom, so you don't want to learn. And then that's 12, so that's the 4 of Coins. So it's like, it's something that you're holding back or holding on to or not really showing other people. I feel like saying it's like a bad habit. I'm also hearing saving, for example, if you struggle with saving money, but also if you struggle with spending it when you really need something. So clarify, what is the bad habit in general? Oh, it's like the up and down. So it's not finding stability. So not choosing for one thing. Yeah, it loosely fell out again, and then the tower's on the bottom. So I don't really take it. It's not that deep, yeah. But that's okay. So it's a part of your ego. It's a part of also your playful nature. It's a part of your mask to the outer world, right? That's kind of how you win hearts with that energy. But also in the opposite, it can turn out to be very toxic, very negative. So they're trying to make you aware of, yeah, what's hidden again. It's something you weren't aware, because there's the wolf and the dog and then the lobster, I want to say, but it's actually the Cancer in that context. 2 towers. So the dog stands for loyalty, and the wolf actually does the same, but the wolf also stands for why do I feel like saying teamwork was the first word that came up. So it's like how it subconsciously is working itself out. And then the Cancer, of course, is the intuition, but it's also the matriarch, the mother. How do you reach other people, especially with your heart, with your emotions? How are you luring them? You know, Cancer has this siren energy. I feel like all the water signs have it a little bit, but yeah, Cancer has this. Cancer is the moon, their mysterious nature. It's something that they don't put in effort to hide that mysterious energy, and it's just like this habit. It's not trying to hide itself from you on purpose, but because it's so I feel like saying embedded in your generation, in your bloodline, in you, because it's also Cancer energy, so it's like the mother, right? So the feminine bloodline, it's something that, and it makes sense with Siren and Queen of Wands and all that majestic energy and temptation. These are also all sirens, by the way. So it's like it stands for seduction, you know. So it's also like using your emotions, your energy to sway people, to win their hearts over. it has also a dark side, and that dark side is that ego, that self-centeredness. It's not being realistic, not putting in the work, not being prepared for what you're getting yourself into, right? So it's actually very interesting. Can you then clarify, please, what does Helena say in this situation? Why did she pop out for the Wednesday? Does that mean that we have been enlightened by it and aware, or... Yeah, so you will become aware of something, or you have become aware of something, and it helped you, or it will help you walk away from this habit because you're emotionally distancing yourself from that version of yourself. And the reason why you're distancing is because the wound that you had that made you codependent to that behavior or that part of who you are, that made you codependent. I just now realized it was just like... It's out of frame again the whole time. I'm so sorry, guys. It helped you realize that part, that version where you had that wound, where that trigger would always be, you're not that part anymore. You're not that person anymore. You're not that mindset anymore. It's not triggering to you anymore, so you can let it go. That there is no codependent bond anymore between your pain or your grief or whatever thought or emotion held you on to that version, to that behavior, right? To that mindset. Because we always try to justify what we do, what we say, what we feel with something else that we do, say, feel, believe, think, or have known, whatever it is. But we always use those things like opposite from each other as a reason or to justify something else that we do in the future or have done in the past, or a part of ourselves, you know. It's actually very funny, but yeah. Humans are so innocent, but guilty at the same time. Like they have a guilty innocence conscious. I don't know, that's what I'm getting. It's like, it's really trippy. It's like paradoxal. That's a good word for this energy. And then we have the Hierophant and the Seven of Swords. Yeah, so you're walking away of that lie. And we spoke about the matriarchy, and this is the patriarchy. So there's this energy of you've been conditioned to believe something, and it was actually making you believe that what you did... Oh, how do I say that? Because I want to say that what you did to sustain that behavior or that narrative, like that it was right. It's so weird. But it feels bad. It feels like somebody did something lousy or dramatic and they don't feel bad about it. They kind of feel okay. But also not. It's such a weird energy, guys. I don't know. What's on the bottom? Four of Swords to the Seven. That's Three of Swords. Yeah, it's like you're gaslighting yourself. It's like you're lying to yourself that something isn't hurting you, or that something isn't bad for you, and that's why it's okay that you do it, but actually it's bad for you. And you're starting to really understand and learn that it's not good for you. And it's helping you walk away from something, or at least it will tomorrow. Something's gonna happen and you're gonna be like, oh, I feel like an epiphany or a download. It's like you're gonna look back into something from the past, or you're gonna realize something. This can be anything from love to self-love to relationships with other people, relationships with family, to school, processing information, your mindset, mentality. I feel like saying communication with others, communication between other people. I don't really feel like saying social events, but it's more so topics like subjects that you're speaking on, what is of importance right now, what type of information is being spread, I feel like saying, about a situation that you're in or the scenario. It's a little bit about those type of topics. And also your own mindset, like what do you think about yourself, what's going on in your mind, what's going on in your heart space, what are you feeling, what are the last like emotional upheaval that you've experienced, or the emotions from the past, something emotionally turbulent that you've gone through, or something that is making you emotionally turbulent. You're becoming aware that it's part of a, yeah, I don't want to say cult, but it's like a constructive group ideology. It's like very weird, but it's like you're just becoming aware that something is just that your perspective on something or yourself or another person or situation is created, it's man-made, so you counter manifest in your life. Like that's what I'm getting. It's like it's like a false narrative helped. It's like indoctrination, literally, to trick people into believing something that's not true because it will benefit the person who pushed out that narrative. And the person who pushed out that narrative is realizing that they're actually not all that. That's what I am getting. Like, you ain't ish, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of getting, it's not frustrated or annoyed, but I'm picking up of this energy that's being like done. Yeah, exactly. 8 of Wands and a Hermit. It's people who just, or energies that just want to move on. They don't want to talk about it. They want to keep something silent or hidden. They don't want this energy to be exposed. What's on the bottom here? Justice. Because it, you see with the world, they don't want it to be exposed. So that means that whoever wants you to believe this or stay in this habit, there are people who are benefiting from you being in this energy. Clarify what's going to happen on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, please. Damn. Now I understand why. No, we're not going to do that. But we're going to look. But now I understand why I didn't want to do the reading. Because they were like, no, let's not awaken the collective through Ra's Oracle's reading. And teach them what's going to happen this week. Because it can also be like global news, you know. Yeah, you see it's like word to word. Word to word, mouth to mouth. It's like somebody is like spreading information, gossip, lies that's actually restricting others, bringing conflict in your inner child, or it's bringing emotional damage. I feel like saying it's emotionally conflicting, and it's making people defensive in the mind, because you see how they're flying in the air. So they're in water and they're in the air. Are we kidding? And that was that's number 13. That was what we just now had. So it's like the gossip, or the like, yeah, I'm feeling like it's like it's, wow, you see I'm stuttering? Let me pour that tea, bro. This is a funny and funky read, y'all. I'ma tell y'all, serious. This is really funky because it feels like there's this global scheme or a plot or a narrative or something that has just been around for ages or decades, that you started to believe, or about yourself. Something has been told about you since you were a child or a baby, and it has been emotionally conflicting to you, and it's been mentally conflicting, because mentally it always made you very wary for others, and it always made you very negative and looking out constantly on what's there or coming at you, because you don't want to be attacked or something, you know. Like, you're always paying attention to be the wittiest or the quickest in thought, or you always wanted to have something ready, or you always wanted to have the last word, you know. And with emotions, it's like you always want to, you struggle with feeling emotions in the heat of the moment, or you struggled with feeling in general how whatever was being said about you, because it made you feel stuck with yourself. It made you feel stuck in the way of how free you feel or think about yourself, the free spirited around yourself, but also because with the birds and the flying and the kite, it's like you're going with the wind. It's like effortless, easy going. You realize that these emotions that got triggered within you, whatever was being said or whatever you believed about yourself or what is being said. Because I'm getting so much things, guys, it's crazy. But I'm also getting, for example, misinformation being spread in like globally for the human population, like masses, you know, like stuff like what the FBI, the files, shit like that, you know, or for example, a new trend that's connected to everybody speaking on something on a podcast, you know, and then all the information and people listening to those podcasts, you know, it's like everybody has their own little thing that they do, and we all choose to invest our energy into something, you know, or someone. And it can also be a bad habit, like we spoke about in the beginning, you know, like a shadow aspect of yourself, believing that you have always been lazy because you just take your time when you work on a project, for example, you don't work in somebody else's time frame, you know, it's like ridicule things like that. Honestly, it's just bullshit energy. It feels like somebody is just like making a mountain out of a molehill about you or about something that you're doing or about who you are, and they're just paying way too much attention at you, honestly. Like, they're obsessed, and I just don't understand why. And it's also, if this is a part of yourself, like, you can tone down with how much you just pay attention to yourself. Like, you have something to say about everything you do, whatever you put something somewhere, the little remarks that you say out loud or that you speak on, or the thoughts that you have in your mind where you are harsh on yourself or telling yourself, oh, why did I put it there? You see how clumsy I am, or stupid, or ugh, I realized I should have never called or put that how do you say that, appointment at that timing, or I should have never scheduled that appointment. Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. It's because I'm channeling, so then so much information is coming through that I cannot be a normal human anymore because my brain is just overloaded. But it's like you start to blame yourself for all these little things while you just need to relax and find that structure, find that peace, that acceptance. Like, okay, if something goes wrong, can we solve it? Yes, no. Okay, next step. How can we solve it? Okay, can I do that? Yes, okay, we do that. Okay, I can solve it. Okay, next, what can I do, you know? It's like focusing on a problem, and then instead of finding a solution or working on something better, it's like just going deeper into that emotion of the problem. It's just negative energy, and honestly, I just don't like it. So I don't want that. Please make them fall out. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If it happens again. Yeah, now I'm picking up on this energy of dissociating. So it's like, if you're not getting what you want, it's like you don't pay attention to something. Yeah, it's like you feel entitled as well. It's like there's this ego energy. Maybe I'm reading for, yeah, I don't know, for what crowd I'm reading. Oh. You can let go of something. Why does it look like he's pointing out his middle finger? That's funky AF to me. But he's holding out his two fingers. Something is over. Going in circles is over. Something going in circles is over. Wow, that's karma. Can you see correct on the... I hope y'all can see it. I'm so sorry for not being able to see it. Let me just... Okay. Yeah, falling on your ass. Oh, Friday. 2, 4, 3, 4. Wow. You're going to be looking at something. You're going to realize something. You're going to... Oh, that's why. You're going to experience what we're reading about yourself or somebody else with your own true eyes on Wednesday. You're going to see the pattern that you've been avoiding in a way, or you're going to see what somebody around you has been avoiding from you. A pattern about yourself or about people around you, or somebody's behavior. Somebody tried to keep something hidden. It can be your own ego or somebody outside of you, and it's going to be visible Because there's this energy of them trying to dissociate you, or you constantly dissociating. You're stepping out of this focus energy. And you're gonna experience how that karma, that lack, how kind of that energy is returned, but also manifested, given out, what type of form or shape it takes. You're gonna visually see all of that. You're gonna become aware. You're gonna be made aware. Yeah, you're gonna see it, man. Yeah, because now suddenly my nose is working like it's trying to, I feel like I want to say it's closing, but it's actually opening up. So there's this like reversed or mirrored effect you're going to experience. And it's going to kind of teach you something about yourself or somebody else that either has been hidden or purposefully kept hidden from you. I don't know what the word was for that. Because I'm picking up on a lot of distractions as well. And the third eye also speaks about truth, right? And imagination. So it could have also been blocking you creatively, like, and blocking your creativity. There is this constant, the two ways. Yeah, now I'm hearing the two ways of life. So it's possible that you haven't really found your balance yet. Like, you can go two ways. You can go down two different roads. And it's difficult for you to pick which road you're gonna take. On Saturday, you're definitely gonna experience the lesson again. The karma. You're gonna experience some type of bad luck. Thursday, you're gonna see it. Friday, you're gonna feel it. Saturday, you're gonna experience it. Or actually, because Friday, you're not really gonna feel it. This reading is very funky. It's not distorted, but it's also not pure. It's like a riddle. Yes, it feels very riddle-like a maze, Pandora's box. Because you're gonna experience struggles with self-love on Friday. You could experience financial troubles or headaches, thinking about money, career. But in the way of also yourself, you could feel bad or bummed out about yourself, your hygiene, or your health, the way that you look, your self-image. And then on Saturday, you could experience the manifestation of you being in these negative energy and emotions about yourself and thoughts, the manifestation of these emotions. And I think that's going to help you also realize something about how you attract that energy into your life, just like how you've been doing with that pattern your whole life, I feel like saying, or with that person. Yeah, your intuition on the bottom. So it's also like this was something that you intuitively really didn't realize you were going through. Temptation, like you were tempted to do something and you fell for it again. I'm hearing things like cussing, flipping people off. You know, everybody does it. I don't judge you, only you judge yourself. Most time, well, I won't say God also doesn't judge people, but he does, so that like I can talk for him. For no higher power. But I don't judge people, but there's this thing that behavior is just not okay. You cannot be violent and aggressive in public and just think that it's just like it's normal to behave like that. I don't know, it's not. And sometimes of course I do it as well, and then I'm like, oh wait, that's actually really bad, I really shouldn't have done it. And then there's this moment of consciousness also that kicks in, and it's like, yeah, but what is that person gonna do or something? And then that's like that, it's like the little devil and little angel on your shoulder or something, and they're trying to debate what behavior is good and what isn't. That's why I think I'm also getting the 2 coins, because it's like two roads. You can go down 2 ways, you know, down 2 paths. You decide what it is, but the Most High, while you keep going around, is gonna give you both. And the negative days weigh like heavier than the good days, though. Oh wow. I don't know. It's not really a good reading, but it's an informative one. You know what I mean? Good as in there isn't really something... Yeah, and that's the ungrateful part, because I feel like saying, oh, don't we know this already? But if we know it already, why aren't we doing better? Because if we would do better and we would not need to know this, it wouldn't come up again. So that's why it's like repetitive lesson, repetitive knowledge, repetitive message. We're stuck in limbo. It could be, you could be stuck somewhere in between two things, in between two people, in between a situation. It's very possible. Pardon me. Yeah, spiritually stuck. 7, 14, and it fell on the 7. Isn't that funny? To the 10. That's the 3. I'm like, what's the 3 again? Oh, here. Being guided. You're not listening to the signs. You're being guided somewhere and you're not really following it. That's why it fell sideways. And you know that you're not really following it. The path. There is something that you're not doing. There is something that you are doing that you shouldn't be doing. Wow, this is a very general reading. This is a very general reading. Like, there are multiple things coming up in here. I don't know. I don't know if I like any of them. Maybe that's why my ego was like, fuck that reading. I don't want to do it. Because if I really want to do a weekly reading, I literally just do it on time, just normal. I post it. Because I don't know, I kind of, oh, maybe that's it. This is a very good example. I want to say I kind of gave up doing readings every day, posting them every week, like annually or at a set time or date, because I don't feel like energy works like that. Energy comes, energy flows. If I know I have to do a reading, I will strongly feel a push. If it's something that I can push away, it's not for me. That's then it's like, nah. It's not that important. And that's also why I just didn't do it. And maybe this is also a very good example of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something that you just didn't do. There's something that you're just not doing. Or not preparing for, or not learning, or whatever it is. But it's kind of keeping you stuck and in limbo. Also spiritually. It's keeping, and it's sometimes, it also backfires on you. That's 4, and then that's 5. So that's the 1 again. It's intuition. So it's like, wow. You out of all people know how to push your own buttons the best. So it's like, you know how to trigger yourself to such an extent that you drop lower in frequency than you know others can get you, and still you don't change every time you are about to trigger yourself, or you do something that you're not proud of, or that you're not happy about, or like you don't confront yourself, you don't correct yourself as much as you actually want. You're not holding yourself accountable as much as you actually want. You're not really standing up for yourself as much as you actually want. It's constantly like half. So it's like 50-50%. It's like, it's just not 100%. Yeah, your third eye chakra is closed for sure. And your crown, yeah. Your third eye is closed, man. I never had this feeling today. So this is definitely for somebody who is not seeing the truth of the situation, of something that's really visible and clear. Simply because you don't want to be clear about the truth. So for an example, the saying, if you know better, do better. You purposely forget that saying. So you cannot tell yourself, well, I know that if I know better, I need to do better, and I'm just not gonna do it. And instead of you wanting to admit to that, like, I'm not gonna do it because I'm lazy, or because I don't wanna put in that effort, whatever the excuse is, you just want to ignore it, so you won't have to live with that thought, that guilty conscience of like, yeah, I'm blocking myself and I don't even care. Because you are now at this level in your life where you know that if you admit to that, you don't love yourself and you don't care for yourself. And that's something that's so hurtful to you. It's so heartbreaking. Now I get why we had the Three of Swords. It's like the heartbreak. It's so painful to you that you're kind of doing yourself dirty in this way. And you just don't want to, yeah. Pardon me. You don't want to admit to that, because then you will have to accept and admit also that you have been your own biggest like heartbreak and enemy and person who abandoned you. Wow, confrontational book. So let's see. Yes, you see, from the last reading that we did, that was like maybe 2 weeks ago. That's a card that we started with. Wow. I wanted to say the word stalked, so I don't know why. Something or somebody could be stalking you. You could be stalking somebody. You should stop doing that. Because it's distracting you. It could also be somebody pulling on your energy to the point where you want to look at them or stalk them, you need to decide for yourself, watcher, because you need to have a very strong sense of self and identity in this world, and you also have to have a strong compass, intuitive compass, moral compass. You have to trust your own gut. You have to trust your own conscience, okay? You have to be reliable on yourself. If not, it's going to be very difficult to navigate in this world. It doesn't matter I feel like saying what age, but actually, yes, we'll skip that part. But yeah, it doesn't matter where you are born, who you are, what you're capable or not. It's really important that you learn those things, because only you can create the life that you want. And also, you are responsible for your life. Nobody else around you is. And it's a very big responsibility, keeping yourself alive in this economy and state of the world. Yes, it's difficult. It's not easy, and you need a lot of filters and understanding and knowledge to navigate through this life, right? And also, how do you keep evolving through all of those lessons and through all that knowledge? And yeah, I'm hearing knowledge is power, so they also want to remind us that all that false sense of power and control, it's part of a narrative like we saw of the patriarchy. It's part of this narrative that you cannot establish a strong and healthy foundation separate from that, right? Or from using it not as a tool but as a weapon, right? Because if you use information and knowledge as a weapon, it will cause destruction. But if you use it as a tool, it will cause you kingdoms. That's what I'm hearing. So shout out to you on the other side who said that. Quote the dead. So yeah, the challenge of this week is to fall back into wishful thinking that brought you into this state of mind or codependency and has accepted or let you steal or let others steal from you. Yeah, and it always makes you go down a different path when you accept that energy. So this can also be people pulling on your energy to the point that you kind of are forced to give into them pulling on your energy. And every time you do that, it's really distorting your energy. It's keeping the focus away from you. It's pushing you in a different direction. Yeah, I'm hearing it's pushing your body in a different direction. So cellularly, the energy, the frequency, the vibrations are so opposite of yours every time you accept this behavior or this person in your life or this deal, that it really reroutes you in life. It really sets you back in a negative way. And it's causing for you to lose that focus and also that new beginning with yourself and that flow And also, every time I see something or somebody naked, it always reminds me of authenticity, you know, like not being afraid to show your vulnerability, your softness, your gentleness. Like, okay, I am me, and this is all that you get, you know, and it's keeping you from being that and in that energy. So it's gonna be an interesting week if you pay attention. That's what I can say, honestly. So let's see what the angels have to add. And then I'm going to close out this reading, actually, because I'm happy now we're nearing the end, because it does make sense, but it did take a little bit to go through. Yeah, 3 plus 7, again, that's 10. So it's like, yeah, there's like this victim also mindset, or I'm hearing beggar syndrome. It's very crazy. But it could also be your opinion about people who beg, for an example, like petty shit like that, you know, like judgment, biases over the world or people around you. The tea is hot. You know what I think is always so funny? People who watch my readings really think that I don't read myself. But every time I do a reading, sometimes I read something and I be reading myself, yo. I'm like, wow. And then Spirits always tells me, and that's why we wanted to do you the reading. That's why we wanted for you to do the reading, so you could read that dumb shit you've been doing. or been saying. It's like, bitch, you were blind, but now you will see. And then I'm like, fuck. That's so true, though. So this reminded me of that, because I moved someplace where there are more homeless people than where I lived last. And it has created for me to be a little bit more harsh and have more critique towards homeless people. And that's actually really bad, because it's not coming from a place of genuine hatred or annoyance, but it has built up irritation and negative experiences with several people or types or characters, you know, that they don't want to learn their lesson. Then that triggers me, and then I don't want to learn my lesson, for example. So reading this, and I seeing also this card, you know, and he's like begging, you know, it's also telling me like those biases, that the judgment that you can have over another person, you know, that you see when they're struggling, or even when you don't see that they're struggling, when you know that they're struggling. Pay attention to your thoughts. What are you thinking about them, even after you know that? Because that tells the world, and that tells the Most High who you are. It tells you also who you are. Are you actually and genuinely a kind person? Yes or no, you know? The truth derives off of those moments. And that's why people also, a lot of people, they lack integrity, because in those moments they don't check themselves. They're not like, okay, wait, how am I thinking, speaking, or feeling about other people when nobody's listening, or when I only have this information about somebody, right? So it's also like with Wednesday, you might hear something about somebody, and it's gonna soften your view on them, or your judgment on them, or on yourself. You're gonna experience something or realize that you've gone through something, and it's gonna soften that judgment, because it's like you're gonna realize that it was very unfair to cling to a build-up emotion, or a build-up like narrative or thought, or things like, for example, bundled up negative experiences that had you justify your behavior to somebody else that could have been negative or mean, you know. And I feel like there's this like awareness that's gonna come about empathy, also kindness, but also understanding what boundaries are, and also the boundaries more so of when is it okay to be human. Wow, that was a very weird way of how I formulated it, but I meant saying like, as a human, when is the boundary to like finding the boundary with being nice or too kind, you know, or too overgiving, or just a little bit too harsh, or when are you saying words like, what is the tone for being too mean? It's a very detailed, like the information is very detailed. It's kind of like it's a little bit annoying to me in a sense, I feel like I want to say, because it's very zoomed in, like it's macro. it's very detail oriented. Oh. It's very detail oriented. And it's kind of making me again learning. You see, with the music instruments, it's also trying to find the right pitch, the right tone. It's also with music, you know, it's about skills. It's like, what is the proper speed for something, to do something? What is the right angle, the degree, you know, like all, it's very detail oriented. But my third eye is really like, it's feeling really blocked. So this is also confirmation for me, like, people don't want me to do those readings, man. And I mean, I understand, because what I'm reading is on point. So please, angels, give me 2-3 cards to close it out, because I don't want to sit in this energy. Can you make them fall out? Yes. Return it back to sender. Thank you. Spirit said if I'm gonna see what kind of angel that is, it's gonna... No. I'm not gonna pick those. Yeah, it's like something or somebody wants you to change who you are. There is something that's benefiting off of you. Like changing in something negative or bad. Anil. But it's like they want to change the way, like they want to change your pitch, your frequency, your tune. Something is benefiting off of you changing yourself into a lower vibration. So, pardon me, whatever it is, and this can also mean your own ego, guys. Pardon me. I mean, don't we all love to not go to work and just have takeout delivered every effing day? And just have unlimited money and just do nothing. Just party, go out, trash the house, buy cleaners. Don't not have responsibility to do anything. Don't go to the gym. You know, all those stupid things. Just as a very whack example, but it's like, ego is comfort, okay? It's not going out the way to get something that you want. Ego is not somebody who wants to confront. Or you have the ego that wants to confront and just wants to yell and shade and be mean and fight, you know? It's like the ego stands for the unpredictable, for the control, for actually all the... Not per se that the ego itself is negative or bad, but it likes to work with that, what is temptingly low vibrational, because it finds comfort in that. It finds, I feel like saying, solace, peace, because it doesn't have to take accountability. It doesn't have to justify itself to anyone. It's free, right? It's uncontrollable chaos. And this reading is kind of trying to tell you, like, what is this uncontrollable chaos? Is it coming from within you? If so, why is it still there? How is it showing itself? When does it come out? If it's something outside of you, trying to find out what it is so you can cut it off is very of importance. And there's something or somebody apart from that that's benefiting off of you being in that chaos. This can be people feeding off of your energy, but it can also be, like I said, the part of yourself that doesn't want to grow up, that doesn't want to put in the work, literally doesn't want to sweat or go to the gym to sweat because sweat smells or whatever, you know, like stupid reasons like that. It's very childish, but that's also part of, like we said, the ego, that innocence, right? It's that ignorance of thinking that you know the world better. I mean, when I was 15, I thought I knew everything. Only to become 17, 18, 19 to realize how dumb as F I was, you know? Like, I was like, what? I thought I was that girl. And then turning, 23, 24, thinking, oh, I don't know anything at all. And then you have a peak year and it's like, I know everything again. And then it's like, wait, I don't know nothing at all. What is the world? I have been reborn. I am a baby. Yeah. Zadkiel verifies and vindicates. This is the presence of forgiveness and mercy, of sparing someone's suffering. It is righteousness that has checked itself and been cleared of all suspicion. In a reading, it shows that there is no harmful intent and that the situation is as it appears. That's what I'm feeling, because it's like I'm constantly also saying I'm not picking up on anything inherently negative or something bad. Like, but there's just something that's just trying to block you. Like, it's just what it is, bro. Like, you just have this shitty situation over here and you have this good situation over here. They're just that. There's nothing worse or less. Challenge to accept what has been presented to you. Lesson, working as if something is true can lead it to becoming. So it's also your manifestation. How much are you feeding this bullshit energy or this blockage or whatever is keeping you in this misfortune mindset, right? The more you invest in it, the more it's going to grow and become worse. Pardon me, I'm really like, this can be somebody who's watching me, whether you're a cross watcher, a hater, or a follower of mine, but your third eye is really closed. And if you're a hater, yeah, because I'm already picking up it's a hater, of course. Because you think that your gifts are more on point, and now I'm hearing, yeah, that's right, honey. So it's like, you think that your whole, you think you're all of that. So let's just keep it at that, thinking. Let's just keep it at that. Let me just put it there. Let me just close it out like that. Because that energy like that, it's a good example for those who are watching. Like, energies like that don't deserve our energy. Just let them think, because that's the best they can do, you know. They don't get further than that, thinking. Comfort and compassion, also spelled Hanael. He champions the innocent and virtuous. He's often listed as one of the 7 archangels and is associated with the planet Venus in occult lore. As a result, this card corresponds with the Kabbalistic Sephira Netzach on the Tree of Life. This means that the card brings a natural cycle into our life, and justice or balance is brought to a complicated situation. It is a card of calling it quits, peacemaking, and burying the hatchet. So yeah, you could have received, you see also this scroll, you could receive and then holding hands. You could receive some type of information. Look how he's pointing with the feather to Zadkiel and then holding his hands on his heart, even when these people are pointing fingers. So it's like, you're going to experience so much outside noise or conflict or things, and you're just going to find the compassion and understanding within and the peace that you need. And it's going to help you close out a certain type of cycle. Because either you did something or you didn't do something, or you changed something in your routine where you stayed close to yourself and understood how precious your energy actually is and how you divide that energy. And with that scroll, it's giving information, a letter, a download, Venus. So that's also on Venus Day on Friday. You're going to understand and see, like I said, experience that karma. You're going to see other people either falling on their face or experience this struggle outside of you, or you're going to experience it in the moments you understand the pattern so you can recognize it and block it or correct yourself. And life has a natural order that always finds its balance. So this is also understanding that those now my nose is really itching, so it's also giving an allergy. Like, yeah, I'm hearing like allergic to bullshit, or allergic to fake people, or to inauthenticity, or impurities, like unclear intentions. I'm hearing all of that. So it's also, you're really needing, and you will be guided to really get rid of whatever's trying. And now somebody tried to shadow visit me, so that was a spirit. Now I understand, because it's so annoying. Like, people could be really spiritually harassing you or energetically trying to play with you, or I don't know. Now I'm hearing something weird like hunting game, but it's like they try to falsely haunt you or scare you with energy or movement or just illusions, like with inducing fear. It's something weird. I'm picking up really distorted energy, and this feels like the energy of that blocked third eye. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's like something is blocking your third eye because it's not aligned with your truth, whether it's something outside of you or something within you. And you're gonna realize, you're gonna see how it's blocking you and why it's bad, and you're gonna remove it afterwards, because you're gonna realize how effing bad it actually is for you. Like, it's really bad. It's also, it could be giving you migraines. It could have been like clouding your judgment, the way that you perceive reality, you know, your creativity. Like I said before, something is gonna be really, oh, I'm hearing the word preposterous. Wow. I might do a different reading later about this though. Haziel, calm in conflict. Deriving from the name Union of God, this angel asks us to calm conflict and bring different aspects of any situation together. It is not a time to go separate ways, but work together. On a more material level, this angel rewards the innocent, so the advice of this card is to work purely and you will be rewarded. Like I said, guys. Challenge, work without lust of result. Lesson, nothing can be built from conflict. You see? So it's like that negative energy, you know that you can't really work with it. So reacting to it, responding to it, moving from that space of negativity, it's not going to do anything. And you're going to really see and realize how it's affecting you. But I feel like it's really two different stories. It's so weird, but I really want to get out of this energy. So thank you for watching. I really hope that this is going to make you a little bit wiser of what's to come for the last 4 or 5 days in this week, making you a little bit more aware of what you can expect to happen. Yeah, also this, like, I don't even want to say this shit because honestly, it's not me. I don't close out my readings like that. I close my readings out differently. I am just a different type of reader, and that's fine. And I don't do things by the book. I also don't have a standard pickup line. I don't have a standard closeout line. Every reading is different. And you know why? Because I'm like energy. Energy is always different. I'm always different. Even if 4 or 5 details are different, I am always different. I'm never the same. So it's also, that's also something maybe to help you remind, like, collective, you don't fit in with the standard, with the norm, okay? You don't fit in with the people that follow trends because you are the trend. They follow you, okay? It's like you don't have to constantly adjust yourself to be part of something that you think is, yeah, like Spirit wants to say that you think is bigger than you. Because nothing is bigger than you. You are what is bigger than the rest. So people look at you and do all that stuff or help you believe that, what did I want to say? Where's the light? People look at you and take you as an example and look at you as the lead. Even if you don't notice it, even if you're not really that open about it, yeah, people secretly definitely watch you and pay attention to you. So it's also important that you know how to deal with that people take you as an example. Not putting yourself on a pedestal, but understanding, yes, you are different than other people. Yeah, somebody needs to buy white sage, bruh. You need to buy white sage. You need to cleanse yourself. Remove this energy. It's very stagnating. Yeah, man. Exactly. And now this emotion of dissociating is leaving my vessel. Like, I'm feeling it. So there is something or somebody trying to project a false identity or a version of you on your third eye, and it's trying to, like, not destiny swap, but change the direction of your path by details that you would have never come up with yourself. But it's somebody trying to influence you out of triggers based off of things that they knew from you from the past or from the present. Like, they know what buttons to push. And it's something or somebody outside of you doing this. It's really weird. It can also be you yourself doing this, but I'm really not getting that. Because otherwise my nose wouldn't, like, I know energy. This is an energy that came from the outside and tried to attach itself to my body. Because I can feel it, I can sense it, and I saw it leaving. So there is a shadow energy or entity or something in the ethers. And it's not something that's bad. It's just a lesson. Okay, so it's not something you have to be afraid of. You don't have to be paranoid, not being able to sleep. Unless there is extreme paranormal activity in your house, then yes, you have to do a good cleaning ritual without fear, of course. But separate from that, very realistically, it's just an energy that tries to dominate you and how you look at yourself and your life, because it benefits from where you then end up at when you accept that energy. So yeah, maybe I shouldn't have done this reading. I'll still post it though. I think it's gonna wake up some people that really need it. So okay guys, see ya, bye. This is the only signature sign.